Hey everyone, what's going on? Joey here, and a lot of you guys have been sending me messages on Instagram asking me about my opinion about NBC's new show, American Song Contest. And for a while, not that I've been ignoring it, but I'm trying to say to myself, I really don't want to judge a show based off of one episode. Well, now it's been 5 weeks. Let's go ahead and tell you what I think about it, but before we do that, let's dive into why this show is on the air, the whole mindset behind it, and then I'll tell you what I think about it. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe, you turn on notifications, and you give this video a thumbs up. Let's get started. So, as I said before we dive into the show, let's talk about why this show is even on Mondays. Well, for those who don't know, last year it was announced that NBC's other show called The Voice was going to switch from a 2-season once-a-year cycle to 1 season per year. Now, a lot of you guys have been saying they should do that for The Masked Singer, and I'm assuming that pretty soon that might happen. But as of right now, we still have 2 seasons per year. But when it comes to The Voice, yes, they decided that this spring it's going to be a new show, and then in the fall is going to be The Voice. So they wanted to come up with a really good show, something with music, because right now, as you could tell, almost every reality TV show, whether it's Idol, The Voice, The Masked Singer, you name it, all those shows are all music-based. Considering that they would be going against other shows, big shows at that time frame, they're like, you know what? Has to be a music show, and so they went with American Song Contest. American Song Contest is actually kind of a recreation of another game show on the other side of the world in Europe. And you've probably heard of this before. It's called Eurovision. Eurovision is a really, really fantastic competition where within each country, they have different bands and singers compete against each other to win a slot to perform in Eurovision, which then all the European countries come together, everyone performs, every country can't vote for their own country, so they vote for someone else until a couple rounds later, you have a winner. And you know last year's winner, Masked. You know that song, I'm begging, yeah, I'm begging. I'm trying to sing it like him, but still, you know that song. And it's a really great program because you get to experience different songs, different singers from different countries. So now that you understand what Eurovision is, let me explain to you and actually read word for word how they describe this show. This series features live original musical performances representing all 50 states, 5 U.S. territories, and the nation's capitals. Talking about 56 different performances. The music artists compete to win the country's vote for the best hit song. The 56 artists span a wide range of genres and performers, from undiscovered talent and up-and-coming new artists, and rising stars, established and legendary icons. Sort of like the same thing with Eurovision. The competition consists of 3 rounds as artists compete in the series of qualifying rounds, followed by semi-final rounds and the ultimate grand finale, where one state or territory will emerge victorious. So you can kind of see that both of these shows have some similarities, but there are some big differences. You know, when it comes to the voting, the United States version has a panel of, I think it's like 58 specially recording artists, people that are actually voting. In Europe, they do it completely different. But to me, the biggest, and I mean the biggest difference between Eurovision and American Song Contest is in Eurovision, within each country, they hold different competitions to find the best one. So let's just say that you live in Germany. They'll have different competitions where multiple bands kind of go off and everyone in the audience votes for their favorite, and over time, they pick the one person for the country, and then that person competes. With the American version, NBC just picked it. How did they pick it? We don't know. Was it done by record labels? Was it kind of forced upon us? It's like, hey, you're just going to listen to this one? You know, the girl from New Jersey, she does a really great song, but it sounds like something that was professionally written. If you kind of get my drift. So that's like the whole background of the show, why it started, how it's here, and so on and so forth. Let's talk about my opinions. So, the first episode I really wasn't that big of a fan of, to be honest with you. You know, I get the concept, I enjoy the concept, I just don't like the way that they got to those 56 people. When it comes to the hosting, and I hate to say this because I love Kelly Clarkson and Snoop Dogg is awesome. They're both great hosts and performers, but for some reason, they do not gel at all. I don't know what NBC was thinking by putting them together, because Kelly herself is big and loud and, all over the place, and Snoop Dogg is chill and down. Maybe they thought that they would kind of like equal each other out. I don't know, because every single time you see Snoop Dogg with another person, whether it's Martha Stewart or Martha Stewart, he always works really well with another calm person where they're talking chill and things like this. Not with Kelly, who is like all over. There's too much differences. There's too much of a 180 between each other for this to really kind of smooth out. And, I was kind of like hoping that by episode 4, their chemistry would be a little bit better. But we're not there for the host, so okay, let's ignore that for a second. Just when it comes to the singers, I don't know. This whole thing just feels forced, I think is the better way of doing it. It seems like a lot of this was premeditated, especially because in the beginning votes are done by these 56 record people. Like, my mindset is they're just voting for the people who they can make money on down the line, unlike the European version of it, just like, we want to vote for someone who we like. And you can kind of feel that in the voting process. You can see, like, oh, I like that one. Why did they vote that person off? So-and-so was better, or so-and-so was worse. How did they get over there? It just kind of all just feels forced and pushed on us. And I get that they're trying to make this a yearly thing, but I really don't see this going past this season. And the funny thing is, you guys actually agree with me. And I kind of want to pull up the ratings for this show. I know. I watch ratings a lot. I probably shouldn't, but it gives me a good gauge on how you guys think. And the ratings tell us a lot. It looks like on average, this show is getting maybe a 0.30 demo, which is roughly 1.4 million viewers. Yeah, that's pretty bad. To put that in perspective, The Masked Singer had their worst aired episode when Rudy Giuliani was revealed, and that was this past week, and that still got, let me pull it up, because I think that was only like 3.5 million? Let's see what that was. That was, 3.8 million. And that was the worst they've ever had. With the demo average of what? We're looking at a 7.5? So, yeah. I can see, just not from you guys, but also America doesn't like the American Song Contest. But I want to know, what do you guys think? Do you like the show? I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. There were some really, really good songs on that show. Some of them are definitely things I can hear on Top 40. But if you're not a Top 40 person and you're watching this show, there really is no grab. I mean, sure, Michael Bolton. Who doesn't like Michael Bolton? But the younger generations that you really need on these shows to get on here and get involved are not there. The demo is not there. And so I don't know if NBC is going to run for another season of this. It was a good try. I know they've been trying to get this together since 2017, but I just think that this show became a dud. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. And I want to thank you for joining me. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. Please stay safe and sound, everyone. See you later. Bye.